Hi, this is Rob Chadwick with ADL. I'm going to give everyone a quick demo of the Federal Virtual World Framework and how it can be integrated with the Learning Record Store to store usage data. Let me start by pulling up the URL for this virtual environment. Now, this is built with the Federal Virtual World Framework. It's very exciting because it doesn't use any plugins. It's all open standards, runs on the web in WebGL. So this will load up, and I'm immediately prompted for a name. I'm just going to input Rob, and I guess I've got cap locks on there. There we are, because I've done this before, and give it a password. If you're wondering where exactly this data lives, the name and the password, that's being stored in the LRS. For now, that's probably not the best solution, but it works for us for this example. So I've logged into this environment, and you'll notice no plugins, nothing. This is all WebGL implemented in JavaScript. And this is going to be a little bit tough to demo because I'm going to get several different browsers logged into this. In order to do that, let me make this guy small and put him up there. That looks good. I'll tear off a new tab, and I'll join the same environment again. So I'm just using another browser, and this could be on a different computer. In this case, I happen to be sitting on this one so that I can record. And let's log in Steve. You note that Steve doesn't have a profile created, so I'm just going to give him all kind of dummy data. I'll begin the game. And you'll see when Steve enters this environment, he'll see Rob, and Rob will see Steve. So there's Steve, he's popped in, and let me see if I can just kind of turn him around so that he can see Rob. There's Rob, excellent. And let me just turn Rob, you can see that Rob will see Steve. There's Steve, looks like he's rolled back down the hill, but I think, yeah, that's definitely him. Let's just log in one more client. So again, just another browser. And when that pops in, we'll be prompted for a name, and let's do Tim. I've blanked the database, so Tim will also need to provide an email and a password. Begin game, and then we should see Tim pop into this environment. Excellent, so Tim has loaded up. And looks like Rob sees Tim. If I turn Tim around, Tim should see, there's Steve and Rob. And there's Steve looking at Rob. So let's have Tim kill Steve. Can we do that? Is Tim looking at Steve? He is. So I'm just going to use some of our very, very kind of hokey game logic here to shoot Steve. And that missile did not hit him. It's going to be a little bit tricky. Let me back this up. You can see, kind of interesting in the other browser windows, see all this stuff moving around. Of course, that would be what some other player who wasn't actively driving would see. So Tim shoots Steve. You'll see that Steve sees kind of flashier. And this is all kind of orchestrated through the Federal Virtual World Framework to kind of synchronize all these things. And there we go. So we've killed Steve. Steve says his game is over. Obviously, I've switched over to Steve's browser. I'm going to respawn Steve. He'll log back in somewhere else just with a new character. Let me see if I can see him. I'm turning the wrong way. Anyway, Rob will have seen Steve blow up and then reappear somewhere else because he logged back in. But let me go ahead and log Steve out. So notice from Rob's perspective, and let me drive Tim so that Tim can see Steve. All right. Just to log out, all I have to do is close the browser window. Let me see if I can orchestrate this so you can see it. So there's Steve. I close it, and Steve logs out. And Tim sees Steve disappear, and he's officially logged out of the system. Let's go ahead and have Tim log out. Here's from Rob's perspective. Here's Tim. I'll log him out. You'll see he kind of logs out of the world. Again, if you're on separate computers, this will all synchronize correctly. And now I'm left with Rob. So let's go over to the Learning Record Store in Firefox here. And let me refresh. And you can see the data. And here, Steve got killed by... Who did Steve get killed by? I guess he got killed by Tim. But here's all the data of the people signing up and logging in and shooting missiles and things. So this is an example of how you can integrate this Learning Record Store with just about anything. That's basically all the example is today. I just wanted to show our prototype virtual environment here and show how that data can be tracked in the LRS. In this case, the demo Rust2C ScormCloud LRS. So thanks for your time. Again, I'm Rob Chadwick from ADL. If you have any questions, you can reach me at robert.chadwick.ctr@adlnet.gov. Thank you very much.